Just like the street lights lit this town, like a fire in a blaze, gotta burn it down. Can't be afraid to leave this out. We got this far, don't know how. I see danger in your eyes. They know we'll burn down the night. Coming just like the sunrise. You know that we gonna let it out. Tonight, we gonna let it out. Tonight, we gonna let it out. Just like the sunrise, we gonna let it out. Just like a spark that's breaking out. Can't make a stop, can't turn back now. We know that there's no room for doubt. No, we can't turn back now. I see danger in your eyes. They know we'll burn down the night. Coming just like the sunrise. You know that we gonna let it out. Tonight, we gonna let it out. Tonight, we gonna let it out. Just like the sunrise, we gonna let it out.
Hey guys, welcome in. Welcome to tonight's live. How's everybody doing? It is Sunday, the 22nd of June, and my dog just walked out. So if you hear her coming back in, that's just her waddling her way back in here. But normally I have the door closed and I actually forgot to close it. So, and I forgot to turn on my light back there again. So you know how that goes. You know how that goes. But welcome in, everybody. Hope you guys had a good weekend. I sat outside for a little bit today. It was 90 degrees here in Ohio. It was very, very warm. So if it was warm where you guys are, let me know, because it went from it being like 60s to 90s. We didn't have a in between there, it seems like. So I can hear my dog out there right now. She's rubbing her head on something. Hey, baby girl. Hey, Dawn. Welcome in, everybody. It's good to see you guys. Hey, Petunia. Hey, Kathy. I saw Ladybug was in here too. There she is. Welcome in, Ladybug. Hey, Country Thing. Hey, DM. Hey, Jog. My eyes feel like they're on fire tonight. Hey, Lenora. Welcome in. Hey, Lurker. For some reason, yeah. Thank you for hitting the like button. Hey, Tony. I think I'm getting like chlorine or something in my eyes, and I'm not realizing it. Or maybe I'm getting it in my prosthetic, and it's bothering my other eye, like a phantom pain or something. You know how that goes? Where like if you're missing like they say, like if you're missing a limb, you can still feel it's there. It's kind of like that. It's kind of like that, I feel like. Hey, Mary, welcome in. She's gonna she's gonna lurk. She's gonna be like lurker in the bushes tonight. Oh, well, I'm glad. I'm glad that you're here. Hey, Adriana. And we just have everybody in here. I don't know. I think I've been like, I think it's the chlorine or something, because they've bothered me the last couple of days. What are you doing at the door? Can you hear her? She sounds like Chewbacca. Come get on your blanket. Come on. Come on now. Come on. You just come on over here and get on this little blanket. I gotta get you another bed. Gotta get her a new bed. She's getting old. She needs one. I've been having her lay on this blanket because like she on the carpet behind me, and I need to get her like a little donut bed again. Because her last one, the ones that I did have for them, I washed them, and then when I don't ever dry those. The ones that are washable, don't dry them. Just wash them. That's all. Just wash them only. They just made them like not so fluffy. I know, baby girl. I am. I think I'm gonna get some goggles and wear them. I think it's when I splash my face in the water. I'm just not thinking when I'm doing it, and I'm keeping like my eyes open or something. I don't know because they don't bother me until I come up here. But I'll tell you what, that pool was full today. So, oh, one of these days I'll have my own pool at my own house. But until then, I'm cool with sharing the pool with everybody and their brother. But it was nice. It was nice seeing a lot of people out there today. As long as I can get a seat, I'm cool. But hey, Mr. Rosebud, but welcome in everybody. It's good to see you guys. Let me know how your weekend went. Like I said, I've been outside kind of all weekend trying to get some, not really get some sun, but get some sun at the same time. So if you see like me with some sunglass marks or a hat mark, that's probably because I'm trying to get the sun out of my face, just to keep it out of my face a little bit. But we are going to talk about Idaho 4 tonight. We're going to talk about Dylan and Mortensen and Bethany Funk a little bit. There's not a whole lot of information on them outside of what we kind of know, but I did find some news articles that reference them and what they were up to, like what they've been up to since like, the murders happened. And then we'll go over Dylan Mortensen's statements to police. I'd put them in like a presentation for you guys, and then we will see what we do from there. But Bethany and Dylan, if you're not aware, I'm sure everyone's aware of who they are, but they're the two surviving roommates in the Idaho murders saga that we've been covering here on the channel. They were two of the household. They were the only two that survived, and they have had a lot of criticism thrown their way over the last couple of years. They've had a lot of questions thrown their way over the last couple of years. They haven't come out and they haven't talked. I mean, they are I'm sure gagged, and that's why they cannot come out and talk to us and say things. But I know that we'll hear from at least, well, we know we're going to hear from Dylan because she's an eyewitness, and we already know this. They subpoenaed Bethany. So they're both going to be there to testify against Brian Kohberger in this upcoming trial in August. So August 11th, that starts. So if you guys haven't put that in your calendar yet, make sure you do, because it's going to be a pretty big deal. Pretty big deal. So let's see. How should we start this? I have like so much stuff all over the place. I don't think it's not even in like an order. So we'll just we'll kind of just go with what we got. So the other day I did pull this up, and I'll pull it up again. This is just from the this is for Bethany Funk. This is for her to be subpoenaed to go to court to testify against Brian Kohberger. And this is just her document of it. Well, I cannot find one on on Dylan, but I'm sure it's out there. I checked Boise. I've checked a couple other places. I'm not sure where she is living at right this moment. It was saying Boise, but I couldn't find anything in their records for her. So I'm sure that it's there somewhere, but I haven't seen it online, and I haven't seen it when I've been when I've been digging. So if you guys know, let me know. But in all of these, they are subpoenaed, and then they have been like the people in Pennsylvania, they fought the subpoena, and they are going to court now to see if they have to come over to Idaho. But it doesn't look like she did any of that. It just says on 5/1/2025 that the judge gave this to her. An interested party is Bethany Funk, and the plaintiff is the state of Idaho against Brian Kohberger. And it doesn't say anything, I don't think, down here. No, it doesn't have any information. Must be just kind of trying to keep it as, minimal, I guess, online as possible. But it just, it does have a couple things here, like the subpoena and all of that. So request for foreign subpoena, proof of electronic service, document issued by the court, order granting. So she'll be there. I don't think she's going to fight it. I think she's probably going to go. So we just started at 8:15. We're an hour early. Sorry, yeah, I was like, "I'm gonna go on a little bit early tonight." But, I just wanted to show you that document. That's all I have for her. I'll keep, my eye out and everything and make sure to keep you guys aware of what's going on. Also, the 5 plaintiffs that are in Pennsylvania, they'll be going to court on the 30th, so that's coming up. So they'll be going to court soon, and I'll let you know about that. So this is an article that I found. It just says, what happened to the King Road killing survivor, and I thought we would read through it. This came out May 10th, 2025. So this is a little bit of a newer article. And it says here, when 4 University of Idaho students were found heinously stabbed to death in a 3-story off-campus house on November 13th, 2022, it left the entire community shaken to its very core. There were actually 6 young students at home in the early hours of that fateful day, yet 4 were targeted in 2 different bedrooms before the killer allegedly fled in his vehicle. Dylan Mortensen could have been victim number 5 since she did reportedly come face to face with the perpetrator, but as explored in NBC's Dateline, The Terrible Night on King Road, her fight or flight response saved her. It was 2001 when Dylan Mortensen was reportedly born in Boise, Idaho, only to be primarily raised there under the watchful eye of her father and stepmother until she graduated from high school. She reportedly shared a good relationship with them and gradually even referred to them as a little family, yet she didn't come home on that fateful weekend despite being so close by. That's because the University of Idaho freshmen had a formal on the evening of November 11th, 2022, before a big senior day football game the following evening, which they followed with a few parties. They must have doesn't that picture? It looks different. According to court documents, following the football match, Dylan had attended a party with her flatmate, this was Bethany Funk, before the duo returned home at 2 a.m. This was around the same time flatmate roommates Kaylee Gonzalez and Madison Mogan also returned home from a party in Burger Stand where, as fellow roommate Xana Kernodle and her boyfriend Ethan Chapin already seemed to have settled in for the night. Xana did order food at around 4 in the morning, unaware that mere minutes later her home would be broken into. And I did see today that, which I don't think it was any question, but that Jack in the Box is open 24 hours. I know some people were saying it wasn't, but I did see today that it was. So she could have ordered food whenever. As per official documents, an intruder came into their 1122 King Road home through the 2nd-story kitchen before he made his way to Madison Mogan's room. Kaylee was asleep with her friend on the bed, so they were both stabbed to death, the noises of which had Xana worried and out of her room to investigate. This is coming from, they're putting in the Dateline episode information into this article, so just take that with what it's worth. Little did she know that her attempt to run after seeing the intruder would only fuel him to attack her too, so he stabbed her and her boyfriend in her room. Dylan had heard what sounded like cries too, so she stepped out of her room half awake at, it wasn't 4:30, but 4:30 a.m. just to be frozen in shock when she saw the intruder. Her frozen, no response state while she was half asleep and drunk had the intruder just walking away, following which she would lock herself in her room in a panic state, which we know she fled down to Bethany's room. And that was before 4:30. That was 4:24, 4:27. So after Dylan locked herself in her room, she began texting each and every one of her roommates to figure out what was going on, only to receive a response from Bethany alone, who was in her room on the 1st floor. So she explained to her roommate, says roommate there now, how she had just come across a figure clad in black clothing and a mask covering the bottom half of his face like a ski mask before he walked by her towards the backsliding door. She described him as 5'10", a guy who seemed to have athletic build and bushy eyebrows, yet no other distinctive feature. So when Bethany asked her to run to her room just to be safe, she did so. She caught a glimpse of Xana laying in her bedroom floor during this, but her immediate thought was that her friend had just passed out in a drunken state. I probably would have thought the same thing as well. If you I don't know, like, that probably just wouldn't register in your mind. You would probably be like, "Okay, maybe that was somebody visiting somebody." I don't think that your mind would, like, really go to, like, something nefarious, especially when you live in such a small town and nothing bad happens around you. You're kind of like those small towns are kinda cut off from, like, big city problems sometimes, until something like this happens in their small town, but a lot of times those people don't even, lock their doors. So, neither Dylan nor Bethany could ever have imagined that their friends were dead, so they spend the majority of the hours to following, trying to get in touch with them via text calls or social media. It wasn't until they invited a friend over to figure out what was wrong that they learned the truth. As they had brought along her boyfriend, who suggested that they go upstairs to check things themselves. Dylan again saw Xana and assumed she was still passed out, but the boyfriend immediately had the girls turn away, go back downstairs, and call 911. It was when police arrived mere minutes later that they found the 4 college students heinously stabbed to death. Okay, I'm gonna put some eye drops in really quick. Like, you can feel like my eyes are burning. Give me 1 second. Oh, thank you, Ashley, for becoming a member. Thank you. Give me 1 second, guys. Okay, just need to grab a tissue. Under my eye a little bit. Okay. Sorry about that. I'm like, wow. Hey, Monchi, or Monchachi. Couldn't even get that out. Mia Mori, we watched her podcast. I wonder what she was saying about him. I mean, I wonder if it was something different than her video, because we did watch that last night. I actually have her up somewhere. Oh, she's over there. Oh, and I did take pictures with her last night. I'll have to show you guys. They were actually cute. So, where were we at? Okay, we're down here. Dylan survived purely by chance on that fateful day, which is something she came to realize days later after telling officials she was in a dazed state from sleep and alcohol when she saw the intruder. She said had she made any noise, attempted to flee or challenge him, or made any sudden movements, she likely could have been stabbed too. So there is a lot of guilt she carries. Of course, there is guilt of her not calling 911 as soon as she had managed to lock herself in her room, even though she was just a young girl who had no idea what was really going on, and there is survivor's guilt. As per her stepmother, or her ex-stepmother, so they must have got a divorce, she has struggled a lot over the years. I wonder, like, if Dylan's parents were divorced prior to the murders or after. Unfortunately, though, the backlash from the public didn't help Dylan's situation either, as she kept on being asked why she hadn't contacted officials sooner. There is also the fact that during one of her 4 police interviews, when she was shown a picture of her roommate's alleged killer, Brian Koberger, without a mask of any kind, the first thing she said was that she had never seen him before. So with him scheduled for trial in August 2025, she will likely be a significant witness, even though she has long since preferred to lead a quiet life well away from the limelight to grieve in private. All we know is that the now 24-year-old changed universities in 2023 for safety as well as privacy reasons, and she is now likely hoping to pursue her childhood dream of becoming a professional nurse. What do you mean professional nurse? Isn't every nurse supposed to be professional? That was kind of weird. Professional nurse. So all you nurses out there that aren't professional, which I don't know who you are, you better start being, because all my nurses are always professional. Yeah. He took, what was it? 1, 2, I think 4 selfies altogether. We got the one bathroom one, and then we've got the one where he's like in front of his closet doors, it looks like, and then another one where he's wearing like the Washington State hoodie, and then the one where his eyes are rolled in the back of his head. I think there might be 4 or 5 professional nurse. Yeah, be a professional nurse. Well, I think she would be a professional, but you never know. So let's see. This one's going to be an older one, and then we have 2 older ones. It looks like one is from this is from November 13th, 2023, and then the other one is from these are the same date. Okay, all right then, because it was like 1 year later. So the other article is 1 year later. It says, and then there was actually there was a Daily Mail article. Let's see if I can find it right here. And this one was November 26th. Oh, this is a different one. Okay, let me see if I can find the other one. It was like, I don't know. It was one of the first articles they had wrote about any of them. I had it earlier, but it's okay. This one is from November 2023. We'll just read this one, then we'll go backwards. Because this is they have some pictures in this one. I have a bunch of pictures that somebody uploaded that we could go through though too. I forgot I had them. They have they're from they have all the students in there. So if you guys want to, we could go through those too. Hey, Sweetly Morbid Bear. All separated prior. Oh yeah, I forgot about that. When someone was accusing her dad, man, this case has been going on for a really long time, Wow, I forgot about that. Sometimes that you need just a little reminder, I guess. People are crazy. So it says here, one of the 2 students who survived the massacre at their shared house is emerging from her self-imposed isolation. New photos show a year after the attack. So we'll just read the 2 that were a year after. Dylan Mortensen, 21, has been racked with survivor guilt, according to her stepmother, and turned to a recluse, staying at home and playing video games, according to her father. I guess, I heard that she plays online games. She does online gaming. I don't know what she plays, what game, but probably helps her be anonymous, but she could still talk to people. It says, but newly emerged photos show her at a sorority initiation on September 15th with her University of Idaho friends and at an October 31st Halloween party dressed in a gold sparkly outfit. Patricia Monroe, Mortensen's stepmother, said earlier this month that she had dropped out of the University of Idaho and switched schools, so it was not clear whether she was back to visit or if she is still in the same college. Probably just back to visit, I would say. Probably not back there, But that's the picture. And I remember when these pictures came out and everyone was like, look at her smiling. You can be riddled with guilt. You can be going through a lot of trauma, and you can still have times of where you laugh or you have a good moment, doesn't mean that you're not still thinking of people. And this is an older picture. That one is, because that's the big little parties. So Mortensen has found her life turned upside down since the murder of her 4 roommates in November 2022. Madison Mogan, 21, Kayla Gonzalez, 21, Xander Kernodle, 20, and her boyfriend Ethan Chapin, 20. The 4 were stabbed to death in their beds in the early hours of a Sunday morning. Mortensen said she saw a man leaving the house in Moscow, Idaho in the early hours, but did not realize until hours later that 4 of her roommates had been murdered. Brian Koberger, a 28-year-old criminology student, has been charged with 4 counts of murder and pled not guilty. He remains in jail with no trial date set. Mortensen left Moscow earlier this year, said Monroe, Mortensen's stepmother. Monroe was married to Mortensen's father, Brent, and helped raise Dylan from age 7 until almost her graduation for high school. Okay, I do remember that now. I remember reading this. So they were together a long time. She told the New York Post she remained close to the family and Mortensen was okay. Monroe, 53, said there's a lot of guilt because, if someone says, oh, well, Dylan was so lucky, you don't want to take that luck because all of the other children deserved luck. They all deserve to be spared from that. That's the truth. Man, why does she get him with the ugliest ties? I think she does that on purpose. I don't know what that is, but we could watch it. Mortensen told police she stood in a frozen shock phase as a figure clad in black clothing and a mask walked towards her, then towards the back sliding glass door and left the house. She then locked herself in her room and did not emerge until the next morning. And this article is old, so that's what it's going to say. Mortensen and Bethany Funk, and the other roommate who survived the attacks, did not call police until noon the next day, which has given rise to online trolls attacking Mortensen and Funk and claiming they were involved in the murders. You never really think about online backlash and trolls until you deal with it. And it's really, really hurtful thing, Monroe said. I challenge anyone to be in that position where they wake up to 4 of their roommates gone and, not even realizing it. People have to understand that these children are very young. They are just young kids and it's just really traumatizing thing. I think that people need to have compassion. Yeah, people do. There needs to be space and time for all the details to come out in trial. Well, they've been waiting, Mortensen's father, Brent, told author and private investigator J. Reuben Appelman that she was isolating herself and playing video games to deal with the stress. Appelman told News Nation in the beginning, weeks after those homicides, she was basically dogpiled on social media. And she was. Oh, Petunia, for a whole month. In 2 months, your arm will change. You don't got to wait a year over here. I don't know who has to wait a year, but not the Nightbot hates freedom of speech. If you put a period in a random spot, Nightbot will tell you it'll tell you to like cut it off or something, cut it out because it thinks you're posting links when you're not. Where does it say? It says Mortensen's father told Appelman that his daughter is in the process of healing. Where are we at? Okay, so it just says, this was part of the trauma that she experienced. Dylan herself has retreated from the public eye. Very few people see her. Mortensen's father told Appelman that his daughter is in the process of healing despite being hounded by bullies. She is in trauma therapy of sorts. She's getting help from the spiritual community, he said. Now, I don't know what that means. Like, if it's church or if it's watching YouTube videos, sermons, I don't, you know what I mean? I don't know. Or is she going to like a psychic? I don't know what the spiritual community really means, but isolating herself, but she is stepping out a little at a time. She is gaming online with peers in group gaming session. She is doing what she can without going into public. Man, that's sad. And I wonder how long she's been doing. Like, I wonder if she's like still doing that to this day because there's nothing really on her, Yeah, Nightbot. Jeez. Nightbot is snarky around here. Nightbot will put your name in there and everything. Yeah. Nightbot will block my messages. Actually, that's just StreamYard sometimes. They'll block good messages. I'll be like, that's so exciting. Like, did somebody? It'll be like blocked. And I'm like, how is that a derogatory word? Or, what am I doing wrong? I don't know. Okay, I think this one kind of says the same. Okay, we'll just read from here because this was kind of like important. But Mortensen and her fellow surviving roommate, Bethany Funk, did not call 911 until sometime around noon the following day, a fact in the case that sparked criticism of the 2 survivors. I wonder if let's say they heard things going on and Dylan saw someone clad in black and they left out, let's say that they did leave out the back slider and Dylan did call, 911 right then, right? I don't think it would have made any difference in the actual like scheme of things, like in the crime. I don't think they would have like caught Brian Koberger any sooner with that. But I wonder if they would still get that backlash. I think they would have. I think they would have still gotten like maybe they did it. They called the police, so maybe they did it. I could see people still running with they did it. So I don't think that anything that those girls could have done that night or that morning into the afternoon would have made a difference in how people treated them per se. I think that people would still attack them, attack their credibility, still say that they did it, and all that. Yeah, right, Scott. Yeah. Andrew Tate pot. Okay. I was just reading the chat. Okay. Where was it? It says you never really think about online backlash and trolls until you deal with it. And it's just a really hurtful thing, Monroe said. I couldn't imagine I've never had the whole internet come after me before, Like, I mean, a lot of people were going after these girls. I would probably retreat too and not want to be seen, but wow. I mean, like, because when she did go out, she went out for the first time, one of the first times she went out for a run and they got pictures of her. That was the Daily Mail article. Like, she just probably wanted to go out and run and just kind of free her mind. And I know that's what I used to do whenever I was able to run. I would run all the time just to it would always help me just free my thoughts. And she couldn't even do that. So it says your stepdaughter has been subjected to a myriad of public scrutiny since the release of the affidavit, including accusations of being a murderer and a drug dealer. And that's the truth. People were saying that they were all like dealing and or doing and this, that, and the other. And I was looking at pictures today, like of them on vacations and stuff. And I was like looking in the backgrounds because like there was just stuff on the table. And I was like, I was like, no, like lighters or anything that would look like, drugs or anything that would be even close to that. Like, right. I'm like, if they were on something or they were dealing or they were doing something, you would see something in the background because there was a lot of photos. Like, of them on like different vacations, like places where you would just snap a picture and you weren't worried about your background. You know what I mean? Like, you're not like, oh, get everything out of the background. Like, you could tell, like, they just, took the picture. But, I don't think that they're either. But I challenge anyone to be in the position where they wake up to 4 of their roommates gone and, not even realizing it. People have to understand that these children are very young. They are just young kids. And it's just really traumatizing thing. I just think people need to have compassion. It's pretty much the same as the other article. It says Monday marked 1 year since the brutal attack on the 4 students. Police arrested a charged 28-year-old Pennsylvanian Brian Koberger. Pennsylvanian. I never really heard that, but I mean, I guess I have. So, that was this was 1 year too. So they really haven't had any new articles other than like the 1 year. Now, maybe that's because like they've really stayed in hiding, or maybe that's because people don't want to maybe the journalists are being respectful. I mean, never really known every journalist in the world to be that respectful, but they really are. I think that she'll go out more once the trial's over. Yeah, where is Ash? And if you guys remember, let me know if you guys remember Xana's favorite color. I can't remember what color I did my nails a couple years ago for her, and I'm going to do them next month. So I wanted to know. Yeah, late 20s today is still good. It is jog. If I'm telling you what, if my mama was still around and I hadn't met Vincent, I would be like, I'm a 38-year-old child. I'd be like, you don't even tell me no different. Just kidding. But really, people that are in their 20s, and I don't know, just like you're still growing up, especially 19, 20, like that's so young, so very young, so very young. I mean, like you're not even legal to drink at the bars yet, like, right? You're still like in the bathroom trying to wipe off those black X's off your hands when you're going to the bar, you know? That's like, and that's like the biggest thing that you really like, that's probably, you know, the worst thing that's going on in your life. Do you know what I mean? Like you're pretty carefree at that age as well. And so for you to go from, you know, you're carefree, scenic, I mean, the scenery there is beautiful, like this, you know, beautiful little town. You go from one night, you go to sleep, you wake up the next morning, or, you know, you go to bed. Actually, they didn't go to sleep very much, but they, you know, you go to lay down and all of a sudden it's like your whole world is rocked. You hear noises, you hear people talking, you're not really sure, kind of been drinking. So you're just like, don't know what's going on. So you go out there, you open the door a couple times, you're just trying to figure out what the hell's going on in your house. Then you see this guy in a black balaclava just walk past you, like on nonchalantly. And you think, well, what's in his hand? That looks like something that belongs on a vacuum cleaner. And then he kind of walks out and you're just like, shut your door. And you're like, okay, so you text, you know, everybody in the house, no one's answering, but Bethany is. And when no one answers, you're probably thinking, well, it's 4:00 in the morning, right? After 4 in the morning. That's probably why they're not answering. That's probably your first thought. And then you're probably like, well, maybe Bethany was just happened to be up. So, you know, she answered the text. But I think that I would have been terrified too to go actually look after I realized what I saw. No one's answering. I mean, I think I would have been scared to do the same. What are you guys doing? They're getting too close to each other, so they start making weird noises. Hey, you leave him alone. That little doggy down there. My dog goes over to this ceramic dog and like moves it with her nose. Sorry. She's silly. Silly dogs. She's laying between the chair and the thing right now. Oh my gosh. Good golly. Oh, actually, I was going to, I didn't know what that video was about. Oh, that's that book that I got and we didn't read yet. I read like a couple pages of it, but we can, this is just, it says, this is the guy that Dylan Mortensen's father talked to, I guess.
Applebaum has written a book called While Idaho Slept, The Hunt for Answers in the Murder of 4 College Students. He joins me now live. Jay,
yeah, I have that book. Here. I forgot about it.
I was looking through your book and all the sort of revelations that you've been able to come up with. Pretty astounding stuff. The fact that you have lived in Idaho in this area for, you know, more than 2 decades certainly helped you to be able to make connections. But the thing I think that stood out to me the most is that you were able to talk with Dylan Mortensen's father. And Dylan has been, you know, basically in hiding since this happened, assailed just ruthlessly online. I wanted to get your take on how her father says things are working out for their family and how Dylan is doing. What did you find out?
Ashley Banfield, hello. And first of all, that thing about finding Charlotte that you just reported on is amazing.
Amen.
I've done a lot of work advocating for missing and exploited children. It's just great to hear. There's a special place in hell for some of those people that abduct those little kids. But to segue to what your actual question is, I was able to, in the research for my book, meet and speak with Brent Mortensen, Dylan's father. For those who forget, Dylan Mortensen is one of the 2 survivors of the King Road homicides. In the beginning weeks after those homicides, she was basically dogpiled on social media. Many people saying that she had something to do with the crimes. Many people saying that she was a drug dealer. Other people saying other strange and unusual things about her. This was part of the trauma that she experienced, was the social media dogpiling. When I went to speak to her father, I was able to just walk up to his house. Many national news correspondents had tried the same thing. They hadn't gotten very far. He's a rather large, intimidating man. I don't know if that's part of the reason why national correspondents couldn't sort of break that wall and talk to him. I had Idaho plates on my car. Maybe that had something to do with it. I've lived here for 25 years, almost. I live just a couple of miles from Dylan Mortensen, actually, and a couple of miles in the other direction from her father. I was able to pull up to his house. He answered the door. I told him I was an Idaho guy researching this book. And I don't know if I caught him on the right day or what, but he hadn't spoken to anybody else. He had turned down the New York Times and, all kinds of people. And he let me into his house, and we sat at his dining room table for a good 30 minutes. He had a very large dog that was watching me very carefully. And I think Brent Mortensen was watching me very carefully too. He has a lot of reason to distrust reporters. One of the first things that happened when Dylan Mortensen came home was the several paparazzi were stalking her in Boise. Boise, we might have 1 million people here, but we're certainly not used to paparazzi lining our streets out front of our homes. And what happened was a major international magazine posted a picture that said Dylan Mortensen on her way to Starbucks, and she's wearing running shorts and whatever they said. They described her clothing as if she were some movie star of some sort. It turns out, Brent Mortensen told me that was actually not Dylan in that magazine that had splattered the picture all around, but her one of Brent Mortensen's other daughters.
Yeah, that's what I thought. Okay, I'm going to find that because I could have sworn I heard that. I remember this. Okay,
a 17-year-old who had nothing to do with this case, didn't live up in Moscow. Had nothing to do with the people associated with this case.
How is he like, I'm only assuming here, Jay, that prior to all of this, big media and paparazzi were just not something that he'd seen before. And to be the target and to see your little girl, because I don't care how old Dylan Mortensen is, she's his little girl, to see her targeted the way she was and has been for the last 10 months. How is he processing it, and how is she processing it?
Well, I spoke with him a couple of months ago now. It's only just coming out because the book is coming out. But the state I caught him in was one of deep heartbreak for his daughter, for the cyberbullying that had occurred from the cyber sleuthing community, who, by the way, has done a lot of good, actually, in many cases. In this instance, a lot of harm was done to a lot of innocent people, and he was heartbroken. He is a big, like I said, an imposing guy, but very soft-spoken when he was speaking about the pain that he was suffering on behalf of his little girl, like you said, and Dylan herself has retreated from the public eye. Very few people see her out and around. She from what I've been told, she is in trauma therapy of sorts. She's getting help from the spiritual community. She is isolating herself, but she is stepping out a little bit at a time. I've been told from mutual friends that she is gaming online with peers in group gaming sessions, and she's doing what she can without breaking real out into public. There's so many people that are hounding her. I had a paparazzi guy tell me on the phone, I could get you a lot of money for a photo of her. And that's not how we work in Idaho.
I mean, this isn't a celebrity. She's not Taylor Swift. She is a victim of a horrendous crime. She was there, witnessed it. She will never be the same. This poor child not only went through that horror and lost to her best friends, but she's now been cyber bullied by just a relentless online mob. And I can't even imagine how she in her early 20s is coping, let alone her father having to watch this. I wanted to ask you one other thing that I found super interesting in your book, and that is that you found a friend of Brian Koberger's who rode the bus with him to school every day. And this girl had some really significant insight on how Brian grew up, what kind of kid he was, and how other kids treated him. What was it? What was her account?
Yeah, this young woman had told me, and she wished not to be named, but she told me quite a bit about him. She said that he was bullied almost constantly as a junior high student, as was she. They were both nerds who didn't fit in. She said they were very close. They sat together on the bus almost every day. Brian Koberger, she said, listened to music in his earbuds to block out the bullying, to block out the sort of chaos and darkness of the time period that he was living through. She said that the administrators of their schools did nothing about bullying at the time. So Koberger will walk around the halls listening to screamo music and at times hip hop and rap. She said that if you were in junior high and you were bullied by somebody near your locker, which is how junior high students integrate, basically, who's next to your locker, right? That continued into high school because the lockers were assigned alphabetically in the Pleasant Valley district, which she called, by the way, colloquially, Pregnant Valley, because she said there's rampant teen pregnancy and lots of social based issues, and it just sounded like a really dark place. And what we know from other reporting from the Idaho Statesman, my good buddy here in town, there's a lot of heroin use, a lot of OxyContin use, a lot of drugs, a lot of darkness. And Brian Koberger, as a really heavily bullied student, slid really easily into that. We know about his drug use. What we didn't know so much is the constant bullying that she talked about. Some point,
I'm fascinated in that only because that will be something that his defense attorney will seize upon if he's convicted, and if there's a secondary, trial for the death penalty, they will bring that in potentially as some kind of a mitigating factor. Hey, J. Reuben Applebaum, I have to leave it there. The book comes out tomorrow. It is called While Idaho Slept, The Hunt for Answers in the Murder of 4 College Students. I'm going to call on you again. You've got some great insight. You've done some fantastic interviews. Thank you for this.
She never called on him again. But yeah, I'm surprised that he actually did get Bethany's, or I'm sorry, Dylan's dad to answer the door. And I will show you that Daily Mail article because I knew that there was pictures somewhere that weren't Dylan. I'm sorry, like I said, Bethany, but that weren't Dylan. And I didn't realize it was the Daily Mail article. I forgot about this video. It's been over 2 years since we've seen it. But in his book, he has pictures in the middle. Like, so the book with Howard Bloom, he didn't put pictures. So guess we're going to have to read it now. But this one, I haven't read it. I forgot I had it, actually. But it has like pictures of just the crime scene. The pictures that we've all seen, though. Nothing that's like new, I don't think. Yeah. Oh, there, look at that. Bill Thompson in casual wear. Other than that picture maybe is new. But yeah, maybe we'll read this or something. Maybe I'll do like a pre-recorded, or we could do these on a live. It don't matter, but we could read the book together. I mean, before trial. So, and then of course, what's his name? Patterson, James Patterson's coming out with his book. I could not think of his name for a minute. And we'll read that one as well. What are you doing? Oh, you want to lay down there? Okay. I got one on each side. Okay, so we'll go through some of the, just want to make sure there's nothing in this article. We'll go through some of these statements that she did to police, because she did, 5 statements they said? I think she did. She might have did more than that. But let me pull it up here for us. So I did like a presentation. Where'd it go? There it is. So this way you could see it. Like, if I do it like this, it's bigger. so you guys can actually see it instead of me doing it through like Canva. I was like, oh, so I could have actually put the writing a little bit down. Oh, thanks, MBS. I appreciate it. I'm playing Copes. Is Squeaky in here? Plus, I haven't seen Squeaky. Oh, actually, let me show you the pictures first before I show you this. So this was the Daily Mail article that came out right after everything. So this was January 9th, 2023. And it was updated January 10th, 2023. But they didn't update it and take out the pictures. They just left the pictures in. Apparently, this is Dylan's younger sister. And this wasn't even her. To me, it's the side profile. I mean, you know, I can't say for sure, but that's what her dad's saying. And I mean, that's probably why her dad is not, I mean, that's probably why he's so damn upset. Not only is Dylan, his oldest daughter, that's, you know, an adult, getting harassed by people and paparazzi and the internet and everybody, her younger sister as well. And do you remember the beach picture? There's a picture of Dylan or her sister on the beach. And they're saying that I could have sworn they said that was her sister's picture as well. So there could be two pictures out there, or like two, you know, sets that are not even her. Oh, journalists do suck these days. They do. Just wondering when people like make complaints about other neighbors, shouldn't there be written statements about the complaint to show what complaints to have received the complaint? You know? There should be. I don't know who they would complain to, though. It's a Danish name. I didn't know that, Mr. Rosebud. Oh, Lenore, didn't know that. So they were going through the dress. They were changing the dress code. I always thought our school should have dress like code. I mean, it was not like for me per se, because I had a lot of clothes and stuff. You know, I did. I was blessed to be really tall and really skinny when I was younger. And so all the clothes my mom had to buy me were like really nice, because I couldn't wear no Levi's, which I wish I could. But back then I couldn't, because the length wasn't long enough for my legs. Like I'd have to get like a size 7 waist, but I was a 0 and they didn't make zeros then. And then American Eagle came out and there I was. But I wish our school would have had dress codes too. Maybe that would have helped. Maybe it wouldn't have, you know? But those are the pictures. I can't tell. Now, if her dad's coming out and telling this report, or this author, I mean, he's an author, and a reporter, but I don't think that he would lie, you know, and say that they're not Dylan. I mean, obviously they didn't take them down. They didn't think that there was, you know, a problem with it. So, which is crazy to me, But I did talk about these statements that Dylan had done. And oh, look at this. I put the first one or the last one first. Okay. I knew I did that. And I was trying to look for it. I'm like, where is this? So it might be on here twice. But if not, we'll just go back to the top at the end. Sorry about that. But November 13th, 2022 at 12:09 p.m. Oh, I think that's actually Vincent. Hold on. Let me let them out and shut the door. I know it's him. It's going to take him just a second to get up here, though. I'm like, I bet you it's not. Watch it not be. I just didn't want the dogs to like go crazy on the live. Is he the slowest person? Okay, maybe not. Mia, sat back down. Because he said he was going to be home soon, so I don't know. That was kind of crazy. We'll see what happens. Okay, so November 13th, 2022, surviving roommate DM spoke with law enforcement at the scene and later at the police department. She described the intruder's height, build, and clothing, but did not initially mention eyebrows. She expressed confusion about the intruder looking at her, but not approaching. DM stated she was in and out of it and very tired at the time of the incident. Now, if I was DM, I may not come out right out and say, like, I had been drinking the night before either. Like, she might not have wanted, I don't know, at that time to say anything. You know how it is when you're underage, if there's a cop looking at you and asking you about something and you don't, you know what I mean? Like, you might leave that part out, like that I was that I was intoxicated. I mean, you shouldn't, but you may. Police interview follow-up interview. It was conducted by Detective Gooch. DM was interviewed by ISP Detective Victoria Gooch and MPD Captain, then Sergeant Dustin Blaker. DM detailed her activities on November 12th, 2022 until going to bed at approximately 3:20 a.m. on November 13th, 2022. Between 4 a.m. and 4:20 a.m., DM woke up and heard an unfamiliar male voice saying, "It's okay, I'm going to help you." She saw a person wearing all black with a ski mask covering his forehead and mouth. She distinctly remembered bushy eyebrows. DM's statement, come in here, lay on this blanket. Come here. Come, Chewbacca. Come here, Chewie. This dog's insane. DM statement, and it says, someone cuz it from my mind, it's like I was almost wearing these like blurry glasses, like it's fuzzy and cloudy, but it was like a figure of someone wearing all black. And it was like they had a ski mask that was covering their forehead and their chin and mouth. But I could see all I remember was seeing their eyebrows. And I don't remember what their eyes look like, but I remember their eyebrows. I don't remember the color the eyebrows were. I just remember like bushy eyebrows. That's all I could think about. And then Captain Blaker asked what was covering his face, and DM stated, this is the same interview, I don't know, weird looking ski mask. It wasn't like the regular ski mask with like eyes and, because I saw his eyebrows and I could think I saw his nose and like this part of his face, but I don't know. She's probably like doing something like that where, what you could see. Detective Gooch asked Deanne if she knew what a balaclava was and showed her a picture. In response and addressing whether she could see the male's mouth, DM stated, no, and I don't remember if I saw it. Like, I don't remember if I saw his nose, but I know I saw his eyebrows. And I don't remember his eyes. I just feel like I can see eyebrows. But I mean, that could be it. And it says, I mean, that would make sense why his forehead was covered and this part of his face was covered. The investigators inquired if DM could provide a composite for an artist. DM responded, no, I don't remember what his eyes look like. I don't remember what his nose looked like. I just remember eyebrows. I wonder if this pissed Koberger off any. Like, I mean, she just repeatedly is saying, I don't remember nothing about this dude except for his eyebrows. Like, that's the only thing I could think about is his eyebrows. Maybe he was thinking, I need to start plucking these eyebrows. Yes, bushy, but that's all I could remember. I don't remember. It says like I don't remember the shape. I don't remember like the color. I just remember like bushy eyebrows. That's the only thing I can remember. Let me grab this dog. She don't listen to me. Hey, Four Strings Mofo, and hey, Frenchie. Welcome in, everyone. Man, I'm gonna turn this microphone up one day so you can hear this dog. Like, she's back here. She sounds like Chewbacca. Come lay on this right here. It's because she's afraid to come in because the other dog's laying on the floor. I swear, these two, you could tell they're sisters. Like, you really can. So it says, in the same interview on November 17th, 2023, she relayed to investigators that she was suffering from trauma and was unsure of what is real or not. DM admitted many times she was probably still intoxicated. I don't know if I was still drunk, probably was. I don't know for sure. I was really asleep. I woke up out of nowhere and I was obviously probably still a little bit drunk. I just woke up. I don't remember fully. Admittedly, DM made statements such as, I believe I was also very drunk. I don't know how much of this was real. I don't know if my mind was doing whatever. I don't know any of it. Half of the stuff, I don't know if it's a dream or if it's real. I just have no clue. But the investigators told DM they only wanted DM to focus on what she knew was true. That's the most important. DM agreed. After this, DM provided sorry, I couldn't read the screen there. DM provided the same descriptions with absolutely no variance. DM also made it clear the eyebrows are the feature she most clearly remembered. Must have had some bushy eyebrows for you to remember. I mean, they're bushy. I think they're bushy, but they're not Luigi Mangione bushy, right? Or even Ma Vincent bushy. I don't know. They're bushy, but I mean, she really remembered them eyebrows. And I wonder if he was oh wow, that's the only thing that what do you think of this person that broke into your house and unalived, your 4 roommates? Well, he had bushy eyebrows. So Dean stated she was, according to the defense records, this was in with this stuff. So I wanted to make sure that we went over it. According to the defense, DM stated she was really asleep and possibly very drunk when she woke up around 4 a.m., expressed uncertainty about whether what she heard and saw was real or a dream. First mentioned bushy eyebrows, but could not recall the color or other facial features. Well, he had a mask on. She stated she had lucid dreams of being kidnapped or chased and often fell asleep to true crime podcast. I'd fall asleep to true crime podcast. What are you trying to say? But I don't have dreams of being kidnapped or chased. I don't have dreams really. When asked about the intruder's proximity, she estimated he was about 3 feet away, but added that her perception could be off because she was still a little bit drunk. Well, about from her door to that step, probably about 3 feet, maybe 2 feet. So then December 1st, 2022, 18 days after the first interview. Did I put these in wrong? I might have. DM was interviewed by forensic interviewer Aaron Williamson. I don't know how they would have got mixed up though. DM was interviewed by forensic interviewer Aaron Williamson. DM gave a detailed accounting of Saturday, November 12th, 2022 until she went to bed on Sunday, November 13th, 2022. DM reported she heard a man's voice and it wasn't Ethan's. It was it's okay, I'm going to help you. She saw a all-black figure about my height, maybe a few inches taller, skinny build, wearing a mask. DM text BF, there's a guy in all black. DM described the ski mask. She described hearing a man's voice stating, it's okay, I'm going to help you. She again described seeing a figure in all black about her height or a few inches taller with a skinny build and wearing a mask. She stated, I don't remember if it was just one eyebrow or two, but it was just this bushy eyebrow. DM drew the mask for the interviewer. DM reported she heard a man's voice and it wasn't Ethan's. It was it's okay, I'm going to help you. Again, DM described the ski mask. I couldn't see any of his hair, but I remember just seeing it was almost rectangular, not the circle ones. It was rectangular because I remember seeing just I don't know how to explain it, just seeing this. And she's probably doing this or something, I'm assuming. But it says maybe I'd be able to see a cross, but I don't remember seeing his eyes. But I feel his eyes were there. I could just see an eyebrow. I feel that's how I know he saw me, because I could see his eyebrow. If I can see his eyebrow, he can see me. Now, I meant to look into this and I forgot until I read again her statement. But she says I'd be able to see a cross. So I don't know what she means by that statement. If it's a like an actual cross on the balaclava, like a brand logo, like I don't know of any Dick's brand logos that have a cross though. But we could always look it up, because I mean, I think that's pretty interesting that she said that. Yeah, no cameras on the jury or DM. Yeah. Well, if Ashley was here, she could all pick us up. Yeah, like a cross on the balaclava. Is it, Kylie? Does it mean like a brand or like just a cross or? That dog's out there chewing something. Miss O'Reilly, that better be a toy. She's just like, man, I guess she's in the live tonight. Titanium built Tanya featuring Araya because every 5 seconds I'm saying her name. I don't know what she meant by like the cross. Was it Ruby? Okay, thanks, Ashley. I'll have to write that down. I couldn't remember. I was going to do blue. I was like, what color did I do? Oh, I bet maybe it was like, I don't know where I got the ruby color though from. That could be it, Wicked. Kohlberger eyebrows equal caterpillars. My boyfriend's got thicker eyebrows than Brian. Like, he just got these 2 little caterpillars on his forehead. They're adorable. He won't let me take a picture of them though. Actually, I should ask him. I wonder if Dick's carries balaclavas this time of the year. Things wonders deep. All likes do matter. Because if they do, if they sell them now, we have the Dick's that we have here. It's like one of those sporting arenas. They just like build it. Like we had a Dick's and they built a new one. And they put on like this huge like sporting arena, like outside sports, inside sports, any kind of like, if you want to try out anything, you could try it all out, like golf clubs, all that. It's craziness. So they probably sell them. I mean, this time of year, maybe. I could ask. I could always go and ask. And I could be like, do you have any in your back room, maybe? I could be like that person. So DM reiterated, from what I remember, I think he was just like walking past that little wall and going towards the kitchen. And I don't know, like I just remember seeing an eyebrow. I don't know why I just see one. It was just like one bushy eyebrow. I don't remember the color, like the full shape. I just remember it being bushy. She described his clothing again, stating the male was wearing black long sleeves, black pants, and black boots. At the end of the interview, DM drew the mask for the interviewer. And then December 30th, 2022, 47 days after the first interview, DM was interviewed by ISP detectives Joe Lake and Gary Tolson of Coeur d'Alene, Idaho. DM was asked about Brian Koberger. DM was asked, this was the day they arrested him. So, I wonder if they just pulled her in there, like, I don't, you know what I mean? Like to see if they could, if she could identify him, you know what I mean? Just as an extra, thing to stack up, other than the DNA. So it says DM was asked about Brian Koberger. DM was asked, have you seen a picture of Mr. Koberger? So apparently, hold on 1 second. Okay, finally. Dad's home. Both the dogs are out there now, so I think that they'll probably try to come this way though in a minute and sit by the door. That's a live show for you. It's usually not this hectic at all. So 47 days after the first interview, I already said, who she was. She was interviewed by Joe and Gary. So it says, DM. Okay, so DM responded, "Yeah, I looked him up today when I found out." So I don't know what time this was. Okay, regarding the picture she saw, she stated, "I've seen the mugshot one with the vest thing, I think." So first time she sees a picture of Brian Koberger, the person that took 4 of her friends away from her that she saw, was him in the turtle outfit with the green, the picture we all saw, really. Actually, we saw pictures before that. We saw him fly across the country, but that was the first picture she saw, I guess. So it says the interviewer asked, "This Brian Koberger, the person that you saw in this mugshot, is that the person you saw in your house?" DM responded, "I have no clue." Now, right then and there, if she wanted to, she could have been like, "Yep, that was him." But I mean, she's being honest. You can tell she's being honest. So it says, "From what I remember, I just remember seeing this figure that was like not fat, obviously, but more of like the skinnier tone build and some mask on. I don't know I don't know what the mask exactly was, but when I thought about it, it was just like covering here and here. I don't know if it was covering his mouth, his nose, or below his mouth and nose. I just remember knowing that he was white, but I didn't know how he was white. I just knew he was. And this knowing, there's like, I knew he had looked at me because of the bushy eyebrow. That's all I remember. But I have no idea what he looked like. I don't like when I looked at his picture, nothing came back to me at all. So that, like, I don't know. I feel like if I saw that, my mind would be like, oh yeah, that's him. But it's just, I don't remember at all. That would be sad. Like, I think that she wanted to feel like, you know what I mean? Like something like, in her gut or like her, in her intuitions that said like, yeah, that's the guy, but she wasn't getting that. So regarding DM telling BF the male had a big nose, DM stated, all I remember, but I don't remember big nose at all, like at all. That's like, all I remember is like some bushy eyebrows and an all black and some sort of mask, but it wasn't like one of those circle ski masks. That's all I remember. And then May 15th, 2023, 183 days after DM's first interview. This is when she was at the grand jury. So DM testified at the grand jury proceeding for the above title matter. Grand jury testimony regarding November 13th, 2022. DM testified she woke up around 4 a.m. to noises. It was music, Murphy talking and or singing. DM testified she opened her door and heard a man's voice say, "It's okay, I'm going to help you." And I didn't know who the man's voice was. DM testified she opened the door again and saw a figure in all black, which I believe was a person. I knew the person was white. I don't know how, but I just knew it. Knew it was male. I think I knew that because of the voice. The person was around my height or a few inches taller. And then I knew this build wasn't like scrawny and he wasn't fat, but I figured it was like a basketball toned, lean build. Regarding what the person was wearing, DM testified there was like, from what I think I remember, it was like a black mask, almost like a ski mask, but not. It just like covered the head and then maybe up to the mouth, maybe more. I can't remember if it covered just the chin, the mouth, or the nose or lower. DM testified the clothing was all black. She testified, well, the thing I can really remember was something about a bushy eyebrow. I don't remember seeing anything else, just something about a bushy eyebrow. And that was the end. Oh, actually, we have to go back up to the top to get the last one. Did this backwards up here. Oh, no, it's the same one. So, yeah. May 15th, that's when she testified the grand jury. And it just says, she described the person as white, male around her height, athletic build, wearing a black mask, distinctive bushy eyebrows. But could not recall any other facial details. Now there are, let me see here. This person, I don't know who they are, but they put together like a bunch of pictures of like the housemates. Let's see if I can, like they're not like they're not all of them, like they're of like different people too, but like most of these are of them. I don't know if you guys have seen a lot of these before, but they just been in my my file folder. But that's Kaylee's room there, and they're taking a picture, I believe, at her desk. So I think that mirror was hung above a white desk in her room. And it might actually be on here. Look, they had a camera there for their sorority. Not messing around there with the cameras. And that's the day that this was all happening. You could tell in the background picture of this. It's really sad. It looks like Dylan's helping Kaylee and Maddie get into position for that photo that they did, you know, where she's on her shoulders. So she's just helping her get on her shoulders there. It's just kind of eerie to see that in the background, you know, it's just sad. And then I don't know if this cart was in that spot when all of this happened, but if it was and it was plugged in, it would have illuminated that area even more. So, you know, she would have had maybe a better view at him. And there's like 100 pictures or more in here. It's the same one. They're just being, you know, 19, 20-year-olds, 20, 21-year-olds. Like, look how small Murphy was. There's another picture of Murphy in here, and he's like this big. It's so cute. It's adorable. It's adorable. But these are all before the murders. People just uploaded these like afterwards. Those are like senior pictures or something. And then these are like little TikToks. I can't put the music on because, you know, obviously it's like copyright. That was Maddie's page, it looked like. And this one is Maddie's page. So apparently all the TikToks were on Maddie's. I don't know what the music is, but I'm sure that some of them we would know. These are all just like, that's the video that everyone has seen. That was on Kaylee's TikTok, apparently. I'm just going to like skip kind of past through the ones that are just like music because, you know, we can't really hear the music. But if you guys want me to stop on any of the pictures or anything, let me know. I'll try to keep my eye out on the chat. I know some of these pictures aren't them. Like, they're just random people. You know what I mean? I'm like, who is that? Like, don't know anyone in there. Looks like it's Sigma Chi because the sign behind him. Is that the same couch? No. Look at that weirdo in the guy just looks weird. I don't know. Just to sit there like in the other part of it. I don't know. Let me see. I'm gonna just duplicate this so I can like. I'm just trying to see where we were at in the pictures. Because some of these people are like, they're not Idaho students, I don't even think. So I don't want to like really get them in there, but Oh, there is pictures of Brian Koberger's sister in here, though. So we could go through those. Okay, that's where, okay, so that's where we'll stop. I'm trying not to go like too fast as I'm scrolling through these, just in case you guys do want me to stop if you see something or something that that I didn't see or anything. And some of these pictures look like they were older too. I don't know who like put the root beers in their hand, but that's pretty funny. That looks like it could even be at like the corner club or something. Some of these are duplicates. It looks like, what's that? Must be a Sigma Chi because it looks at the pictures behind them. It's like all guys, it looks like college guys and for their professional shots. That's sad. Oh yeah, so these are the ones that are Brian Koberger's sister. I was like, oh wow, I didn't even realize that there was this many pictures of her out there, really. Oh, my camera's not on. I thought my camera was on this whole time. Well, I didn't know wasn't on camera. Thought I turned it back on. But yeah, these are Brian's sister. That looks like Brian. To me anyway. I don't know. And I think that's when she was in this movie. I don't think neither of them are married, huh? I don't think so anyway. Has anyone watched the movie? I mean, it looks just poor quality, but I'm just wondering. Like these pictures kind of look old. You know what I mean? Like that looks like a 2000s picture. Like look at that denim skirt. Or it could be a new 2025 picture. Just kidding, it's not, but and then there's a bathing suit picture of her. Like, okay. I think after that, trying to see. I'm trying to see where they start again. Look at this picture of Murphy. I'm assuming that's who that is. Like that. Look how small. Hey, Mary Beth. And then I think this one just has Dylan in it back here in the red dress. Very pretty dress. They're doing like a tea time or something. Then I don't really see anybody in there that we know, so don't know that person. Wonder whose room this is. Yeah, like some of these people we don't know. Let's go back so we can like go down a little bit. There should be more of them. Okay. Let's see, I thought there was. Wonder if that's on their back porch. I don't know where this picture's taken. Does anyone know where that's taken? Wherever it's at, it's really pretty. Like, would that... I don't know. I don't know where that would be. That looks like Bethany. I'm assuming that's Bethany's parents, because Bethany's mom, I'm assuming that looks, I mean, looks just like her. It's sad, like, to think, you know, go from like this carefree to, you know, not so much. Now that almost looks like their house. Especially with that trash right there. I did pull some pictures though out of these and like of the house. These are like older pictures though. A lot of these are. Let's go back. There's one of Maddie and Bethany. That looks like a high school picture. Wait. Oh, so they're like at Sigma? Kind of like right beside. I don't know. I think they're there. I want to go to Hawaii too, Tom. I'll be ready for my ticket. Actually, that's funny. I wish I had a barber over here, though. I wish I asked my sister-in-law, speaking of barbers, I asked her, I was like, hey, you want to do my extensions? Like, pull them up, I'll give you money, whatever. Didn't hear nothing back. I'm like, now I got to go be taking my butt to the salon and paying full price. You should never have to pay full price when your sister does hair. That's a pretty picture of Xana. That's a pretty dress. And then there's Kaylee's room again. And you could see, I guess there was a TV above her desk. So there wasn't a mirror. So that wasn't, I swear that first picture was in there though too. Maybe she switched it to a TV, but you can clearly see the TV here. And those rooms are pretty, I mean, her room was pretty nice size. Maybe that's why everyone's hanging out in her room, because had good lighting and was like the bigger room of, you know, the other ones. Sorry, I hit my watch on the desk. Okay, these are all like older, I think. There's a lot of pictures in here. These look like pictures of Xana. I don't know who like the person is that put together this photo album, like this Yamcha, whoever that is. But they had like so many pictures of them. So must be somebody that they knew pretty well. I mean, unless these were all on social media and they, you know, I mean, they compiled them. I don't think they would be all on social media. I don't, you know, I mean, like these are a lot of pictures, but maybe they were. Because like a lot of these I've seen, but I haven't seen like that much. You know what I mean? Like they're not like super like all over the place. Do you know what I mean? Like they haven't been plastered everywhere. It seems like just a handful of pictures we've shown, you know, like this one here, this one with her here, like that one with Kaylee. We don't really like, no one really shows that one or this one or, you know, like, but this one's pretty popular. It seems like, I don't know. So I wonder if like this was a friend of theirs is what I'm saying. Like, I wonder if, I'm assuming it was. And there's a lot of people, like it's a Google Drive, and there's a lot of people that are connected to it. Wonder if this is Maddie's room. It looks like it. That little night table looks like hers. This looks like where her bed would be. Yeah, it says Little Maddie right there. Or wait, CLC Maddie. I thought it said little, but oh wow, the picture brightened up when I did something. I don't know. That's weird. But yeah, that's sad. I wonder if that was Dylan's room. Let's see if there's any more like inside the house. This one looks like Bethany's room. Yeah, you can tell by the window. Wonder what that thing is on the wall. If it's like the doorbell chimer thing or, you know what I mean, what it is. Oh, you guys can't. Oh, yeah, you can see it. It's like right behind her in the mirror. I don't know. Because it's an old house. I'm just curious. Right trips, yeah. Forever changed their lives. I mean, they literally just went from taking selfies and being a college student and, you know, to their whole world just being completely up. I mean, just rocked. I couldn't even imagine being that young and going through that. Some of these are like repeats, it looks like. I was trying to see if I could find any more of them like in the house. There's one. So it would be like if these girls were turned the other way, that's Bethany's, or that's, sorry, Dylan's door. You can even see like under her arm where the step down is. Wonder why they have that wire running there, like if it was running there at the time. But I mean, I would say that it was probably pretty illuminated right there in that hallway. I mean, because everyone probably closed their doors at night, right? You go in your bedroom at night, you probably close your doors. Xana, Ethan, they're definitely going to close their doors because they're boyfriend and girlfriend, you know, they're in college. They're going to have their door closed. Dylan has her door closed. I mean, they're just hanging out right now and her door's closed. So I wonder if they always kept them all closed. Okay, let's go back out this way and see if there's anything else we could see. Man, how many pictures are there? I think we're at the bottom now. I was like, oh, I didn't even have to back out of there, but yeah, that's all of them. Let's see. Make sure I got them all. I think I did. Oh, actually, this one is one of the ones I wanted to show you because you can just see like, is that the speaker they're talking about? Because no wonders why the cops came. Not gonna lie. Look at how big that speaker is. That looks like one of my dad's speakers back from like the 1990s. You know, we had like this sound system in the glass case. Oh my gosh, I'm so old. That's what that reminds me of. Just a new age version of that. Um, no wonders why the cops were there, girls and boys. And I'm wondering if that is the Bluetooth speaker. Because I was thinking a lot smaller than that. So this might be one of the guys is at Sigma Chi house. He might bring it with him. That's a pretty big speaker. Ladybug, he could have been. Yeah, I mean, yeah. I'm surprised. Um, I don't know. It'll really surprise me if we get to trial. I don't know how they'd even prove this though, because like I don't think there's a way to prove it. But I just don't see Kaylee locking Murphy in her room. You know, like she had most of the things out of there, but you could see boxes like stacked up. I don't know if she would want to risk Murphy getting into those boxes. Like he's a puppy. He was only 11 months at the time. A puppies chew. Puppies explore, and especially if you leave them, you know, by themselves and like lock them in a room. My dogs would chew the whole room, and they're older. So, but I don't know. Maybe she did leave her room open and maybe Maddie left her door open so that Murphy would go between the two rooms. Maybe Murphy was too scared of the stairs, so he wouldn't ever try the stairs. Didn't like to go down them. And so they just assumed that he would stay upstairs. But I don't know. I know that he's living a really good life now. Let me actually go to Instagram and see if we can find him. Let's go find Murphy and let's see if he's went on any adventures lately. How do you like search? Okay. Oh my gosh, this is so sad. I have like no social life. I have like no social media life. So my like when you go into my social media for like my my Facebook, when I type in facebook.com, it goes straight to the Gonzalez's page. And now when you search in my like Instagram, it's Murphy Gonzalez is the first and only person that I've searched. So that's kind of funny. So let's share this. Well, it looks like he went on like a little trip there. That was November 1st, 2024. Had a little pumpkin day. And then the last thing that's been on here was 12 weeks ago, and it just says Murphy Gonzalez. This is all over the place. Good dog equals good times. Oh, that's cute. Oh, he's adorable. Having adventures. His mommy should be there for those. Oh my gosh. That's funny. He got caught up in the line. But yeah, I mean, he's living his life, you know? He's got 100,000 subscribers or followers. He's only following 5 people. Who are you following? Oh, the Gonzalez's and Jack Decor. Oh. And look, Haley. That's sad. Does he do anything here? Oh, look at him go. I didn't remember seeing this. Oh, look at him go. Just living his best life, you know? That's cute. Oh, that's really cute. That's sad. Okay, let me see if there's anything. I'm hoping that we get a little paperwork from the Judge Hippler tomorrow. I'm hoping that he writes his short form, little paragraph. He said it's going to be short and to the point, and he was going to let us know about if there's going to be a continuance in this case or if we're going to move on to trial August 11th, with jury selection supposed to be beginning July 30th. With that said, I think they can find a jury, non-biased jury. I think that they are capable of, the defense can, do their questionnaires, prosecution can do their questionnaires. They can meet in the middle ground. Hopefully they can do that. And then we'll hopefully go to trial August 11th. But it looks like the only thing online is just about the DoorDash driver. So, and looks like the case, I think this is an old one though, Court TV. If not, we'll watch it tomorrow, but it might be a good one. I don't know. But that's all I think I have for you guys. Let's go over to X to see what they're doing over there. Because sometimes it's be popping off over there with some news that we don't know about. So I don't think there's any though. What is it? What? Tesla's robo taxi debuts in Austin with safety drivers. No. Not driving me around with nobody there. No. Would you guys do that? Would you ride in a car that was like driving you with no person? I wouldn't do it. I couldn't do it. Hey, Extreme Blonde. Yeah, I wouldn't be able. I should have. Let me look up the robo taxi. What does it look like? Yeah, it's literally somebody just. What? Now, I mean, this is just crazy. Like, look at this thing. The dog just hit the door. Scared me. Like, no. I would no. What's he thumbs up? That's the whole team. That's all. That's the whole team. And you're driving your cars around by yourself. No, how many people are in this picture? 10? There better be a bigger team than this. Look at this thing. Look at this. Elon. No way you would. Me neither. Me more. Car accident or no car accident before. Like, that's not even what I'm thinking. I mean, I am thinking that, but I'm thinking more like, how are we not going to get pulled over by a cop? Are cops just going to go by you like now and be like, I'm not messing with the nobody? Like, there's nobody in there. Who does the cop pull over, right? Like, I'll be giving my tickets to Elon. Yeah, someone pass on to Elon. I'm not doing no tickets. Like, if I'm in one of these cars, they pull you over. Do they know to pull over, right? Do you have to tell them there's a cop behind you? And then what do they say? Does the car talk to the cop? Okay, now I feel like we need to get in one. The cop pulls over. Oh my gosh, wouldn't be surprised. Second ride, instant reaction. What?
Ride. We are heading over to Auditorium Shores. We'll be there in 5 minutes.
Who's this person in the passenger?
And here is the screen. I will tell you, it is a this is my second ride. The first one will be up very soon. I'm going to record a podcast with Hans, and then we'll get it up on the interwebs.
Okay,
as sort of
let's see what you're doing here.
There for all the people that are like, you need LiDAR to get this going. Guys, look, there's like nobody there. All right, there's nobody there. But yeah, super exciting day.
There's nobody there, and he's so super excited about it. That's when it's about to Look at this Phil guy, Phil Juan. He's so excited. Look at him taking the picture with everybody. Gosh, watch tomorrow. We're going to have it's going to come out on the news, First crappy Tesla robo car gets in car accident and gets in fender bender, right? It won't even be like Sears car accident and is sued for $2 billion. And then he'll be like, yeah, we ain't doing this again. You'd be like, yeah, we're not gonna be doing this. Hey, Betsy, on the board computer, won't it speed or turn right on red? Maybe. I don't know. This is weird. I wouldn't trust it. I don't like AI stuff. I don't. I'm not here for AI. I am not ready. I am not prepared. I don't want it. I don't need it. I mean, people are doing full Idaho 4 lives using AI. Literally, they will pull up Chat GPT or whatever. This person had 1,000 people in their chat the other night, and they were just typing into Chat GPT different things about Idaho 4. And I'm like, you're not that. What are you doing over there? We don't do AI for true crime. Well, Aries, I could see you being here for AI. I could see you being more. You're younger than me, I think. That's why. I think it's because I'm just like, I'm too old to learn it. I'm not too old to learn it, but it's just too much, Like now, would I want a robot? Do I want one of those cool robots that Tesla has? Absolutely, I do. I would program that robot to do all of my cleaning just as I do, right? Fold the towels 3 ways, like 3, ended 3s and all that. Or Grok, yeah. No, like Grok, I don't know, like I can see using it as a tool to help you, or like a tool to help you start to write something, like get the juices flowing. But it's just like, man, baby girl, I'm the same way. Like I don't use AI for anything with my business. That would be weird. I'm a boutique owner. That would be weird. But a lot of people are using it. And you have to I love Phil Walters. You have to disclose that if you are a YouTube creator. If you don't know that YouTube creators, you do. Like a lot of people will use AI video or versions of Brian Koberger, and I'm like, it gets under my skin because it's like, that's not him. But what really gets me is when they use it on missing children's. They've been using AI images on missing children's posters lately, and Sebastian Rogers in particularly. And it is crazy to me. No one's never going to find that boy. He's done looked like a cartoon caricature, and now he's AI. What next? It's crazy, Oh, did he? Phil? I remember Phil Walters talking about the knife on one of his interviews. I like him. I like him. Like if there was an AI version lookalike of myself, I would probably freak out. Oh, I'll have to look, Ashley. I'll look in my emails. And if you still have the email, just if you want to resend it, and I'll make sure I look. I know my phone's listening to me too. We were actually, what was that? Me and Vincent were talking about something one night, and then I was on YouTube or something, and no, it wasn't YouTube because I don't get ads. It was some commercial. It must have been on TV, and it was like what we were talking about. And I'm like, that's weird. Because it was like something we don't, it wasn't like something that's on TV a lot. Did you, Aries? Where's he at? I have a feeling it is. I mean, it always knows what you want or need when you go on, if you think about it and then you go on Amazon, it's right there and you're like, what? Rapper Troll 9. He hasn't come in here in a while. But I have a lot of the rapper accounts blocked, but he always makes up a new one. Right, Ashley? I'm not letting any AI drive me around either. I would be like, what kind of insurance do you have? How much? Because that's what you're supposed to do, when you get in a car. Rapper has bombed everyone's chat today. Rapper must be in a mood. He came in here one time and he tried to troll us, and we were all just really nice to him. I mean, like super nice. And I was like, "Is something wrong with you tonight? Like, what's wrong?" And he wasn't under Rapper. He was under something else. But he said, "I can't even troll you. You're too nice." And he left. And I thought that was pretty funny. He better have the high insurance. Well, my aunt said that to me, the one that I don't, me and her don't prefer each other sometimes. She had the nerve after my car accident to say, "Well, you should have asked him how much insurance he had." What? Who gets in someone's vehicle and says, "What kind of insurance are you rocking with?" Nobody. Nope. She says, "Well, I would because I own a business and I have 50,000 on this car and it's not even worth $10,000 or something." I don't know. Like, you know what I mean? Like, I was just like, whatever, lady. BJ dumped Rapper, so he's mad. He better go back over there and apologize, because there's not a lot of people that prefer Rapper. And Queen gives him some chances. You know what I mean? Like, she tells him to, like, a lot of us do. Just, we're like, "Cut it out, Rapper. You could stay." And then, Tommy, his rockets took off and landed back where he had made it land. I thought you were going to say he took his rockets and left or something after him and Trump's argument. I don't know if they're still. Why people hate you and why is your house a mess? I'm offended. I have a lot of house cleaning things online though, but I do watch a lot of house cleaning stuff. Yeah, Rapper's just. I wonder what Rapper looks like. I wonder, like, who are you, Rapper? Who are you? I don't even know who you are anymore, Rapper. No French toast for me. I like French toast. I'm going to go get me some. But I think I'm going to jump off here. I think that's all I really have for you guys. I just wanted to get some of these tabs closed because that's what I'm working on right now. Oopsie. What did I just do? Oh, like just made the whole screen big. I'm going to close out all of these tabs so I can close out of it all tonight, because I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 still to go through all with you guys. So we'll go through those throughout the week. And thank you guys so much for being here tonight. Thank you for the memberships. Thank you for the PayPal. I appreciate it so much. I'll be back on tomorrow evening, 9:15 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. And maybe I'll do a poll tomorrow and see if you guys want to go over this book. I know that James Patterson book comes out, I think the 17th for pre-release. I think that's what it is. I'll have to double check, but we could always do this book as well. So that way we can, get caught up with everything before trial starts. I'll get you up to speed. We'll do like a recap on everything and get us all, extremely ready for trial, but we're getting there. We're going that direction. So I will see you guys all tomorrow. Have a wonderful evening. I'll see you guys out on the YouTube streets if you're out there. And I hope you guys have a good night. Bye, guys.
Just like the street lights lit this town.